Hi everybody, today in this class we are going to discuss a new topic from a new syllabus of 6th class, and the name of the topic is Who Did Patrick's Homework? So from the title itself you are getting some idea, and that is who had done Patrick's homework. This is what this lesson is all about, okay? Have you observed one thing here? Patrick's, why it is mentioned as Patrick's apostrophes? Why added apostrophes? Why? Because whenever we added apostrophes to something, it mentions that we are talking about a particular person or particular thing. Then only we have to add apostrophes to a noun. Okay, here Patrick is this boy. Okay, let's get into the topic. Before going to start this, here we have to discuss before you read point. Okay, let's see. Do you like homework? Do you do it yourself or do you get help? What homework do you usually have? So here we have to discuss these 3 questions with the students. Do they like the homework or not? And second one is, do you really do your homework by yourself or else you get help from your parents or siblings? And the third question is, what homework do you usually have? So these 3 questions we have to discuss with the students to make them involved into the lesson. Okay, let's get started. Patrick never did homework. Too boring, he said. He played hockey and basketball and Nintendo instead. His teachers told him, Patrick, do your homework or you won't learn a thing. And it's true, sometimes he did feel like an ignoramus. But what could he do? He hated homework. So here in the first point, we are talking about a student whose name is Patrick, and this is the boy who never likes to do homework. So he thinks that doing homework is a boring part. Instead, what he likes, he liked to play hockey, other games, outdoor games. So he liked to play hockey and basketball, and Nintendo is nothing but this is. Yes, we also had played this. I also played a lot in my childhood this game. Okay, one day what happened, his teachers told him, listen to us, you have to do your homework or else you won't learn anything. You will be an ignoramus. Ignoramus is nothing but an ignorant person. Ignorant person means a person who doesn't know anything. Okay now, so these are the words always told to him by his teacher. So, but what could he do? He don't like to do homework. That's why he never do his homework. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Then one day he found his cat playing with a little doll and he grabbed it away. To his surprise, it wasn't a doll at all, but a man of a tiniest size. He had a little wool shirt with old-fashioned breeches and a high towel that much like a witch. He yelled, "Save me! Don't give me back to that cat. I'll grant you a wish. I promise you that." So, what happened? One day he found his cat. Actually, Patrick has a cat in his home. Okay, now, one day he saw that his cat was playing with a little doll. So, what he did? He is somewhat mischievous. Who? Patrick. That's why what he did? He just grabbed that little doll away from his cat. When he grabbed it and see the doll, actually it wasn't a doll at all. Okay, no, but it's a little man of small size. Here, tiniest is nothing but small. Okay, now what happened? He's a small boy. He was very surprised to see him. So the tiniest man wore a woolen shirt with old-fashioned breeches. Here, breeches, or we can say it as breeches, which means a short trousers, wear by that little tiniest man. Along with that, he had a tall hat on his head, just like some jokers will wear this type of hats to make us fun. Okay, now so here also this tiniest man has wore a hat on his head which is very tall. Then this little man started to talk to Patrick. When he was looking at this tiniest man, that man is yelling means shouting, and he is begging to Patrick that please save me from this cat, please don't give back to that cat, it will harm me, please save me. Then again he said that if you do that, if you save me from this cat, I will grant you a wish, I will fulfill your wish, and I am promising you that. Who is telling this? Here, this little tiniest man. Then Patrick couldn't believe how lucky he was. Here was the answer to all his problem. So he said, only if you do all my homework till the end of the semesters, that's 35 days, if you do a good enough job, I could even get A's. So, as soon as Patrick listened to the words of the tiniest man, he was feeling very happy. He was treating himself as the luckiest one in the world. Why? Because he had a problem of doing homework, right? So, his all problems is solved here itself. Why? Because he was going to submit his homework to that little man and making him do his homework up to the last, means up to the semester, that is 35 days. And even he's thinking that he will get A's also. That's why. Okay. Then Patrick said that, okay, I'll save you from that cat. Okay, but you have to do all my homework. He took a promise from that little tiniest man. Then see what happened. The little man's face wrinkled like a dishcloth thrown in the hamper. He kicked his leg and doubled his feet, and he grimaced and scrawled and pursued his lips. Oh, am I cursed? But I'll do it. As soon as the little man listened to the words of Patrick, he got very angry. Have you observed one thing? When we get angry, we get wrinkles on our forehead. Right? Here also the same. That little man got wrinkled on his face. Here, grimaced is nothing but dislike or showing disagreement. And scowled means angry, showing angriness. So here, as soon as he listened to the words, he got very angry. He made a fist and beat into the palm of the other hand. When we do all this, when we show the disagreement, when we show the angriness, when we don't agree to some words, at that time we'll made it. Here also the same. He made all this because he don't want to do his homework. And he was murmuring inside that, am I cursed? Am I cursed? But at last he had no option to escape. He had to do it. That's why he said that I'll do it. Okay? See the next para. And true to his word, the little elf began to do Patrick's homework. Except there was one glitch. The elf didn't always know what to do, and he needed help. Help me, he would say. And Patrick would have to help in whatever way. No, there is no other options to escape from this work. So that little elf means little man have to do it. He began to do Patrick's homework. While he was doing his homework, there was one glitch. Glitch is nothing but a problem which he don't know how to solve, how to do that. So as soon as he found that, he was always crying. He was always calling Patrick to help him. Help me, please. I don't understand this. Please help me, Patrick. So then Patrick had to come and help him in whatever the way, in whatever possible he can. Means he had to help that little man because he don't know how to do that. That's why. Then what happened? I don't know these words. The elf squeaked while reading Patrick's homework. Get me a dictionary. No. What's even better? Look up the word and sound it out by each letter. So Patrick came and started to help this little man. This little man said that while I am reading your homework, I don't understand some words coming along the lines. So, would you please help me to get a dictionary so that I can do your homework? No, actually, it's even better if you only check it out in the dictionary and write. In this way, you have to help me out. Next, when it comes to maths, Patrick was out of luck. What a times table, the elf shrieked. We elves never need that. And addition and subtraction and division and fractions. Here, sit down beside me. You simply must guide me. Elves know nothing of human history. To them, it's a mystery. So the little elf, already a shouter, just got louder. Go to the library. I need books, more and more books, and you can help me read them too. So, what happened? Okay, when it comes to the English part, he asked him to help him with a dictionary. Okay, right? Then, so when it comes to maths, these little elf don't know what are timetables, what is addition, what is subtraction, division, fraction. He was shrieked. Shrieked is nothing but he was just shouting in high pitched sound. What is all those things? I never know. We elves don't need at all in our lives. We don't need this in our lives. So you have to come and sit beside me and help me. Then only I can do your homework. So in this way he was shouting to the Patrick. Then what happened? As a matter of fact, every day in every way the little elf was a nag. Patrick was doing harder than ever and was it a drag. He was staying up nights, had never felt so weary, was going to school with his eyes puffed and blurry. Finally, the last day of school arrived and the elf was free to go. As for homework, there was no more. So he quietly and shyly slipped out the back door. So what happened? As this work is new to that little elf, he don't know anything. He don't know this human history. He don't know all these works because these elves don't know how to do it. So every time he was calling Patrick to help him. Every day while he was doing Patrick's homework, he was nagging Patrick. Nagging is nothing but troubling someone, troubling someone and asking him all his doubts and complaining him what is this, what is that. This is what the nag means. All the time he was calling Patrick and he's saying that it's a drag. Drag is nothing but I'm not interested in doing all this because I don't know how to do that. In this way he was calling Patrick and troubling him to help him. So Patrick had to come and do his work. At last what happened? So while doing the homework, he was working very hard than before. Why? Because he was never done his homework before, as I said in the previous lines, right? While he was helping this elf, he was doing his homework. Unknowingly, he was doing his own homework. And while he was doing his homework, he has to stay up nights, means he was not sleeping. That's why his eyes were puffed up. Puffed in the sense, when you didn't get that much of enough sleep, the next day your eyes will be puffed. So with these puffy eyes only he was going to the school. Finally the last day of the school arrived. Finally the last day of the school came and the elf, that little tiny man, was feeling very happy. Why? Because he promised that up to the last semester I will help you in doing your homework. So finally the last day came and he was thinking to free from this home. So he was slyly slipped out the back door. Here slyly is nothing but secretly, quietly he was leaving his home. With the help of the back door he was leaving his house. So next, see what happened. Patrick got his A's. His classmates were amazed. His teachers smiled and were full of praise. And his parents, they wondered what had happened to Patrick. He was now the model kid, cleaned his room, did his chores, was cheerful, never rude, like he had developed a whole new attitude. So at last, what happened? The result came. The result they came, and Patrick got the ace, means the first rank. And all his classmates, along with the teachers, everyone was amazed, means surprised, that how is that possible? How this wonder happened? What happened to Patrick? Wow, his teachers were praising him continuously. And do you know what his parents do? His parents were also surprised to see a new Patrick. Now he became a model kid to his class, to the entire school. Now he was changed. His total attitude was changed. He was never rude like before. He was never a playful kid like before. Now everything changes. He was doing his homework, he was cleaned his room, developing a new whole character, new whole attitude in his. Everyone was surprised to see a new Patrick. Then, you see, in the end, Patrick still thought he would make that tiny man do all his homework. But I'll share a secret just between you and me. It wasn't the elf. Patrick had done it himself. So, in the last, the narrator is telling us that Patrick was still thinking that he made that tiny man to do all his homework. Now, whatever the appreciation is coming to him is all because of the tiny man who has done his homework. Actually, it wasn't the tiny man who had done his homework, right? Patrick only did his homework by himself, by waking up till up nights, late nights. So this is the secret that narrator is telling us. Actually, Patrick only did his homework by himself. And this should be between you and me. Never disclose this secret. This was said by the narrator in the last and made a whole lesson interesting. So I think you all enjoyed this lesson. If you really did, please do subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell icon and the like button. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.